Hello, I've got a resin piece here that's cured with a few holes in it. I've just roughly sanded it with a fine grit sandpaper, and I thought I'd show you how to fix things like that. So I've got isopropyl alcohol and a paper towel, and after I've sanded it, I just gave it a warm water wash, and now I'm just giving it a clean with the alcohol to make sure there's no more dust or any other little bits that are caught on it. If they get in your resin in your next pour, they can cause the same problem. So what I like to use are these cups with graduated marks on the sides. It depends on your resin, but a lot of resins are mixed by mils or volume rather than weight. So I'm using Stone Coat Art Coat, which is a 1-to-1 ratio. So say 50 mils of one and 50 mils of the other. I will speed this up after I've put my mask on, and here we go. And it's just that you need to mix thoroughly with your stir stick for the recommended amount of time. Mixing mine for about 3 minutes, and I've adjusted my environment according to the recommendations. Okay, so here's the back of mine. I've sealed it up with some paper and some tape. I've got tape hanging down the side. Everything is clean. I've got my mask on, of course. I'm working in air conditioning at around 25 degrees and it's set on dry. Now I'm just pouring the resin around. It doesn't really matter where you put it. So a lot of people start in the middle. And to start with, you either need to decide whether you're going to use a tool or your hand or a combination of both, which is what I usually do as I'm doing here. So at the moment I'm just making it a skim coat really. I'm just sort of skimming it across the surface to the edges, and then I use my plastic palette knife, and now I sort of gently roll it around along the edge as well. You don't want to necessarily go right over the sides because the resin will go where it's already been and will start to drip. Okay, so just gently, slowly getting it to the edges. Take your time. And now I'm using my hand again, and I'm just going around on that edge and smoothing out any drips and making sure everything's well coated all the way around. Wipe it off. I use baby wipes with a bit of isopropyl sprayed on as well. Next is my little propane torch, and it's just a very quick going over the area. Don't stay on one spot, you'll burn your resin. And it's to pop any little bubbles and go everywhere. And the next thing I do is I look across the surface in the light, and I'm looking to see if I've missed any patches and if there's any dust or bits of hair, and then I'll pick them out with an awl or a pair of tweezers. No matter how hard you try, it always seems to get something in there, and that's why you look across the surface. And right now is when I top up any resin bits that I might need that I've seen across the surface as well, and retorch if I have to. I'll give it one more final check over, and then I'll put it in a dust-free area covered overnight, and ta-da, the next day all my problem areas are gone. The surface is beautiful and glossy.